welcome to the EQ Video Tip. I'm your host, Eric Forsetter. We've got a great double episode today, and we're excited to have you here. Before we jump in, let's review the goals of EQ Video Tip. What's on tap for today? Well, we're going to talk about unexpected small things that will make you happier. And who doesn't want to be happier, of course, right? This comes to us from Courtney Sater, who does some great research on how to become happier with little small things that can change your life. Let's jump into a bunch of these things in our first half of this episode. Tip number 1, need a boost of joy? Try going to a museum or heading to a play. Any type of cultural activity actually induces more joy, and it's so great to have those type of things going on. It associates yourself with good health, satisfaction in life, and it lowers your anxiety. So when you have a moment, try to go to a museum, go to a play, a show, something with a song, you name it, it will increase your overall happiness. Tip number 2. Keep a diary. And not only keep a diary, but reread it. When you keep a diary and reread it, even those most mundane days become joyous. And it's a way to actually bank some happiness that you may have had on that mundane day, which actually turns into happiness later on. So keep a diary and reread it later on to bring yourself joy. Tip number 3. Make small talk with a stranger. Now, I'm sure our parents always told us, don't talk to strangers, but that's okay. We're talking about talking to a stranger maybe when you're in line to buy something, or when you check out and talk to the cashier at a Starbucks, at your grocery store, or even any place that you might be. Talking to a stranger is actually something that scientifically will make you feel better, believe it or not. And having these conversations gives you a positive experience, and a study shows that if you do these things, you will find more joy in your overall day. So take a moment to say hi to someone, talk to them for a few minutes. Again, don't walk up to some random stranger, but in the course of a day, find a reason to say hi to someone and talk to them. Our next tip. Not only should you talk to someone, you should have a meaningful conversation. Meaningful conversations are so important, but meaningful conversations with loved ones is even better. This could be a family member, a friend, colleague, someone that you really care about. Because when you dive deep into conversations with friends and loved ones, it actually increases more happiness because it creates a bond between you and that other person, and it gets you out of that solidarity mode that you might be in. So make sure that you find a way to engage with someone and dive deep into a meaningful conversation to help boost your joy. Our last tip. Get involved wherever you live, and that means being part of your community, whether it's volunteering or being connected to them or doing community events. Whatever that you can do to make yourself feel more connected to your city, to your suburb, to your location where you live, you will feel more positivity and be more connected overall. So take a moment wherever your community is and make sure you're being a part of it so you're building up your happiness and joy as well. That's a wrap for part 1 of this week's episode. Come back next time to watch the second half of it. And of course, here's a quick review of what we talked about in today's episode. So that concludes our EQ video tip for today. Try incorporating some of these tips into your daily routine. But remember, use what works best for you and personalize it for yourself. Thank you always to our great research team for providing us with some great tips today. As always on EQ Video Tip, we want to end with gratitude. So thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Here are some resources that you can use if you want more information on EQ going forward. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thank you.